Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for Northeastern Conference Boys Soccer. Classical under Coach Moreno having an outstanding year. They're 11-2-1. They've already made it to the state tournament. Now they're just trying to improve their seeding. Hopefully, if they win out, they can get a home game, not having to go to Arlington like they did last year. Winthrop on the downside, they're 2-9. I mentioned Coach Moreno. Carl Gagnon is the head guy for Winthrop. And it's hard to believe we're winding this year down. I'm still wondering where basketball and hockey went when we went through the baseball, softball schedule, and now we're almost through. We only have 2 games left in the regular season for football, and only a handful of games left for the teams, and less of a handful at home for the soccer teams. English and Classical both having terrific seasons. English undefeated, Classical with only 2 losses. They'll be doing battle next week once again. Second time around, English won the first one. Classical will be looking for a little bit of revenge. Classical in their all green. Winthrop in their white and blue. Augie Cherico is in net for Winthrop. Isaiah Diaz for Classical. Classical trying to get it started, coming back upfield. The beauty for Classical this year is that there are a couple of players who are scoring goals, but everybody is playing. They're very unselfish. They look for each other. They make good passes like you just saw right there. Trying to center it, tipped away by Winthrop. Yeah, Winthrop lost it out of play. Classical will get the first corner kick coming from the far side. I think it's Alexander Ixlaj. I've been calling him Ixlaj Tello because on the roster they gave us at the beginning of the year with City Tournament had that as his name. Out in front, gets tipped away. Classical keeping it in. Trying to throw it out in front. They take the shot. Big time save by Cherico off a blast. And I think that was Ixlaj. So they'll do it again, the corner kick from the far side. Trying to knock it down. Winthrop hits it high in the air, knocking it away. Takes a very big bounce. Off ahead. Classical collects and keeps it in the Winthrop end. Pass out in front. Trying to get the shot off. And Robles Sandoval got the shot off, but by the time he lined it up, it was bouncing a little bit, and he chipped it off to the right side and out of play. So Classical putting on some pressure on Winthrop right there. Cherico made a big-time point-blank save against Ixlaj. Classical pumps it back. And Classical comes back again. To the far side. A little deeper down the far side. Trying to get it to the middle. Can't get the shot off. Winthrop knocks it away. Classical keeps it in, walking in, the shot, put it right on the money. Cherico made another big-time save. That was Zelaya with that big-time shot. Pass misconnections Now the shot got blocked off the back of the foot. Glasgow right back at it. Tipping it ahead, trying to walk in. I think it was a Winthrop player, I think, that knocked it wide. Nice little give and go. They just missed connections. Winthrop stuck a foot in and knocked it out. Glasgow another corner kick. This one from the near side. Heavy milling around out front. Deflected away. Glasgow connection, keeps it in. Big slides to the far side. It's all Glasgow. They've got a couple of big-time shots on net. Jericho was able to make a couple of big-time saves. Shot again off the foot of Morales. Pulled it wide left. They finally get into Glasgow territory. And we got a takedown. And Glasgow will put it right back in the Winthrop end. Glasgow passing it smoothly, getting some very good shots, but shots have been right at Jericho. He's made a couple of big-time saves, but both shots were virtually right in his midsection. Shot from long range. Jericho makes the save. And he boots it deep. Bounces well past midfield. And Glasgow very quickly takes it right back into Winthrop territory. Blocked. Winthrop knocks it away. Glasgow gets it right back. Trying to walk in. Shot from long range. Over the head of Jericho, but went over the top crossbar. That didn't miss by much. Solid, hard shot. All Glasgow here in the early going. Headed into the Glasgow end. Winthrop keeps it in. Trying to go deep. Pop to the far side. This is the deepest that Winthrop has been. And they bang it off Winthrop. And it goes out off Winthrop. They don't bother kicking it, they just give it up. And get it to the middle and bring it back into the Winthrop end. Pass a little bit behind Morales. Now Glasgow breaks it up and gets it back. They take the shot. It got blocked by Winthrop. And now it pops off the foot of a Winthrop player way on the other side and goes out of play. So Glasgow doing everything but putting the ball on the net. They've got it on the net a couple of times. Jericho able to make the save. Trying to get around and center it. Winthrop blocked it. Glasgow gets it back. Winthrop breaks it up and starts it back the other way. Long pass, picked off nicely. And here comes Glasgow again. Trying to walk in. Winthrop broke it up. Shot from long range, just a little ground ball. Jericho able to handle that easily off the foot of Morales. And it's going to go out off Winthrop. Langone couldn't save it. Glasgow collecting. They send it back. Stolen away by Langone, and now Glasgow an inadvertent trip. And Winthrop will get the free kick. They don't bother to kick it deep. They just kick it into the Glasgow end. And now Glasgow picks off the pass. They kick it deep, foot race, and Winthrop gets there first. And they get it to Zane Bauer. It's not very often you see a young high school kid with a solid bald head, not a hair on his head. Winthrop trying to come back, getting around, broken up. Glasgow right back at it. Pass picked off. And now Glasgow returns the favor. Winthrop's going to let it go out of play. Now they call it off Winthrop. Winthrop trying to carry it out. Glasgow picks off the pass. Winthrop takes it away. They knock it deep. Zolaire is there to pick it off. And they bring it back the other way. It slipped away. Down the far side. From long range. Missed to the far side, just beyond the far post. Almost got inside. And once again, Glasgow picks it off. Trying to walk in. They slip to the head. Classical will track it down. Morales from long range knocked it off Cherico. He knocked it down. There was nobody there to take advantage of the rebound. Once again, you might be getting a stiff neck on your TV set because everything is going to the left. Not much going to the right. Classical dominating, but we're still 0-0. Headed away by Zalea. Classical slipped and fell, but got up and got it back. Winthrop took it away. And Zalea knocked it out. He couldn't save it. Winthrop will get the throw in. First time they've had a throw in the Classical end. Alvarez with the throw in. And Classical takes it away. Morales to the middle, gets it back. Classical getting everybody involved, moving the ball around. X-Lash trying to get the shot off, lines up the shot and just missed it to the left side. Hooked it lefty, lined it up. Made a nice little stop and go move, left the defender behind him, had an open shot, and just rushed it a little bit and pulled it wide left. Slides, a couple of nice moves, stays with it. It bounced off Morales and picked off by Winthrop. Nice shift there, another nice shift. Winthrop still in control. They got by 3 or 4 guys. And Zalea finally comes over and knocks it away. Classical breaks it up and takes it away. And we got a knockdown. They took Gomez Godinez down. And Classical will get a free kick from right around the 15-yard line, straight on. Going to be inside the 15. Morales is going to take it. They've moved Winthrop's picket fence inside the 5. Let's see if Morales can get Classical on the board. He's got a straight shot. Drives it wide left, got too much foot into it. High, wide, and way out of play. Winthrop trying to get out of their own end. Pass is picked off by Classical. And a little too much shake and bake with that behind the back pass was picked off. And they give it to Bauer on the near side. Broken up and knocked it off Bauer. Nice job by Robles Sandoval. And out off Winthrop again. They get the shot off. Once again, high, over the net, out of play. It's like a shooting gallery down there, but they can't get anything. Most of them not on the net, and those that are on the net, Cherico has been able to make the save. Haskell got a head on it. Winthrop trying to knock it down. Haskell picks it off. Morales trying to walk in, get pushed to the far side. Trying to get around, walking in, centers it. It got tipped by Alvarez. All he could do was just get a foot on it and tip it toward the net. Cherico made the save. A couple of nice moves by Morales to get open deep inside. Couldn't get a shot off, but he got across. And there's a shot by Gomez Godinez right on net. Cherico's been a busy man here in his first half. It's going to go out. I thought it went off Winthrop, but they're going to call it off Classical. Bauer will take the throw in. Out. They banged it out off Robles Sandoval. Bauer again will take the throw in as soon as the substitutions are taken care of. Winthrop just can't to get anything started. Every time they do, Classical just takes it away. Winthrop almost walked in, tried to split a couple of defenders. I think it was Camarinos that just broke it up. Oslo tips it by, and they dump it deep. Pass a little bit behind Ixlaj. He was in a good spot if he got the pass in stride to get a shot off. But it was just enough behind him that he deflected it away. Nice little tip by, but then it got picked off by Langone. And it gets knocked out by Winthrop. Kyle Shear will throw it in. There's a little shift again by Ixlaj. Long shot, blocked. Classical clears it into their own end, and he'll kick it back, and Diaz finally gets a piece of the ball. First time he's seen anything, and that was from his own player. They knock it high and deep, headed away. Classical's going to get there first. Shot. Nice bid by Prado Malmongi off the pass from Gomez Godinez, and Cherico made the save. Classical's had all kinds of opportunities, but it's still 0-0. Down the far side. Winthrop took it away. Classical takes it back. Pass deflected away. Now deflected away again. Classical winds up with it. They give it back. Soler, nice little stretch by Ixlad, saved that one. And he clearing pass blocked again. Shear winds up with it. Soto had it knocked away and out by Winthrop's Kafuri. Cheer with another throw-in. They pushed it around. Classical trying to get there. They kept it in. Winthrop breaks it up. And they knock it deep. Soler is there to take it away. Bauer's pass. Bauer looking to get it back. And Bauer has it knocked away by Cheer out of bounds. I'd like to tell you how much time is left, but I can't read the clock because the sun is shining so brightly. We're well past the halfway mark. It's been all classical so far. But it's still 0-0. Nice lead pass, walking in, and classical scores. Great pass by Ixlaj. Led him perfectly. And he banged it home. All that pressure finally pays off. I think that was Marquin Soto with the goal. Perfect pass from Ixlaj. He skipped over a couple of defenders. Made the nice lead pass. And there was Marquin Soto to knock it home. So I've been looking for that the whole first half. You finally get a shot that goes in. Little bit of an angle he had coming in from the far side, but was able to just power it past. And Jericho had no chance. Winthrop knocks it out. Classical will get a corner kick coming from the far side. Loose out in front. Still loose. Winthrop finally heads it away. And Classical keeps it in. Winthrop breaks it up. Starting it back. It was 2-1-6. Classical just took it away. Winthrop knocked it out. Trying to center it. Winthrop breaks it up. And they call Classical for illegal use of the hands. They wrapped up and spun the Winthrop player around trying to get control of the ball. Winthrop will get to kick it away. Zelaya tips it ahead. Ixlas knocks it to the far side. Haskell double teams and takes it away. Winthrop's going to get called for a little shoulder bump, knocking the player down. American Soto will take the kick. Now, it's not going to be him, it's going to be Morales. Coach Moreno yelled from the bench. He wanted to switch in the kicker. Well, Morales takes it, and he drilled it high, wide, over everything. I was headed for the parking lot at Frazier Field. Got way too much foot in that one and lifted it besides. The ball boy on this side will have a long run to go get that ball. $10 and counting left to go in this one. Classical inside, taken down, no call. And Winthrop knocks it out of play. They almost set him right up in front. Just couldn't get control. And the player got knocked down, and Winthrop wound up knocking it out. And we're going to get another bump by Winthrop. They took down Sarmiento. And Merrick Winsoto's going to take this one just outside the 20-yard line. Gets it up. Classical got a head on it. Looked like Classical was offside. They got a head on it and knocked it out of play. There were 4 green shirts behind everybody when he kicked the ball. And Winthrop will get to kick it away. And they just give it to Bauer on the near side. It slips through. Classical picks it off. Winthrop dumping it. Classical picks it off. Winthrop picked it back. Off a Classical head. Camarino's couldn't field it. Now Diaz comes sliding out because Winthrop had an opportunity to maybe get there first. Foot race. And Diaz wasn't taking any chances. He came out, slid, picked it off. That's as close as Winthrop has come in this first half. Tipped away by Classical. Here they come again. 3-on-4 for the moment. A little hesitation. Sarmiento dumps it off to the far side. Yeah, they're going to get Classical for a knockdown. Winthrop will get the free kick. This is one almost every one of the 50-50 balls. If there's a battle, Classical comes away with it. From long range, Cherico makes the save. High boot out near midfield, bounces past midfield. Zelaya gives it back. Camarino's ahead. Gomez Godinez knocked it ahead. They drop it back. Deflected away. Winthrop picks it off. And they start it back. Deflected away by Zelaya. Tipped away. Classical got knocked down. I didn't hear the whistle. I thought they weren't going to call it, but they are. Classical with a very quick kick, and now they say bring it back. Now they go quickly. Drop back. Gomez Godinez. And that's Roberto Gomez Godinez, because there's two of them. Fernando is the other one. Here's Cherico picking off another one. He'll knock it away. Off Classical. They knock it all the way back to Zelaya. Classical gets there and takes it away. Great hustle. And then Winthrop takes it back. It's almost like Winthrop passing the ball right to Classical, because they make a pass and Classical just picks it off. Knock all the way back. Zelaya with it. Camarinos. Macario will throw it in. And once again, Classical just takes it away. Zelaya trying to walk in, tips it to the near side. Gomez Godinez centering it. Off a Classical player, popped loose, and goes out of bounds before anybody could get to it, and they call it off Winthrop. The English Classical's going to get another corner kick from the far side. Substitutions for both teams. Line drive, booted away by Bauer. And Klasko picks it off. Out in front, couldn't get the shot off. The pass came through, and at point blank range, Jericho made the save. The first one, the pass came through, they had their back to the net. Second one came through, they were like 1 foot away from Jericho, and it just kind of got a good hard shot off, and that was Diogo Prado Belmongi, but he got unlucky. He hit it right into the chest of Jericho, who made the save. He was dead center, just about 2 feet in front of the net by himself, and he had the entire net to shoot at. He didn't know that when he turned around, and his shot hit Jericho right in the chest. Klasko lost it. Fernando Gomez Godinez off his foot. Celaya heads it away. And they blow the whistle, and that's going to be the half. So a dominant first half by Klasko. They got a ton of shots on that point blank range. They wound up getting a goal by Marek Winsoto off a very pretty pass from Alexander Ixlaj. And Winthrop's got to be very happy that they're down a goal. It could be a lot more. It's Klasko 1, Winthrop nothing at halftime. We're underway at Manning Field in the second half. And Winthrop had to be extremely happy. You're never happy when you're losing going in at halftime, but they had to be extremely happy today because they could have been down 5 or 6 to nothing. They did not get a shot on net. The only time Diaz had to come out of the net was a very long pass that it looked like a Winthrop player might get there first. He came out, slid, and like he was recovering a fumble out in front and kicked it away. That was the only time he had to do anything in the first half. Duggan will throw it in. Klasko had all kinds of shots, a couple of point blank shots that they were unlucky enough to knock it right dead center into the chest or the midsection of Augie Chirico, the goalie for Winthrop. He made a couple of really nice saves on hard shots, and he kept Winthrop in the game. It's only 1-0. Ixlaj made a picture-perfect pass to Marek Winsoto, who was in almost point-blank range and just blasted it by. Chirico had no opportunity at all. Klasko with a rush. They get it ahead. They get around, they get the shot, and they score. Nice pass from Alvarez to Fernando Gomez Godinez. He beat a couple of defenders to the near side, carried it into the middle of the field, slipped it ahead. Fernando Gomez Godinez got control of the ball out in front, and with the left foot, Chirico thought he was going to go to the far post. He hit it inside the near post. And Klasko's got a little bit of breathing room at 2-0. And they're right back looking for more. From long range, the shot's going to go wide left. All the way out to midfield. Long lead pass. They skip it ahead. And good hustle by Zalea to come over and block it and knock it away. And get knocked out by Winthrop. Hickslash knocked it by. Winthrop kept it in, and Winthrop knocked it out. Soto keeps it alive. Haskell in control down the far side. Stepping around, walking in, trying to center it. It got blocked and it went out. And calling it off Classical, I guess. Winthrop's going to get the kick. Again, those 50-50 balls being won by Classical. Tugging with it. Camarinos, it gets deflected by Soto by. Soto gets it back. They line up the shot and high, wide, off to the right side and out of play. Off the foot of Robles Sandoval. Deflected off Classical. Again, in the early going, Winthrop finding it hard to get out of their own end. Classical just keeping him bottled up. And Classical just picks it off. Walking in, take the shot. It just missed. Hard shot. I think that was Robles Sandoval. Ripped it. Cherico dove but couldn't get it, and it just went by wide. It was a pass blocked. He knocks it back upfield. Classical's in possession again. Camarinos in the middle to the near side. Soto had it taken away. They tip it back. Winthrop took it away. Classical took it back. And all Alvarez could do was just touch it with his foot and kind of rolled it in. They're trying to get something started and they can't. Camarinos broke it up. Big slides with it. Gets it back off the tip. Coming to the middle. Faked the shot. Winthrop picked it off. Nice defense. And there's Classical taking it back. Classical went down, battled. Winthrop knocked it off Classical. Now it's out off Winthrop. Nice little shift, walking in, a pass to the middle. To the near side, Duggan. Popped it up. It was going to the net. Jericho was going to make the save, but stepping in front was Nunez Senya. Got a head on it, knocked it out of play. And Glasgow will get a corner kick from the near side. As soon as they round up a soccer ball. Glasgow got a head on it, but it got tipped away. Winthrop trying to get around. Glasgow knocked it loose, and Glasgow knocked it out. Now they're calling it off Winthrop. I think Glasgow got a break there. Winthrop knocks it out. Glasgow popped it up. They got a head on it. And Jericho will come out and play it on a hop and boot it away. High, short kick. Duggan got a head on it. Glasgow kept it in. Coming down the far side, trying to cut to the middle. And it was Nunez Senior again. This time he kicked it out. Again, the corner kick coming from the near side. Line shot out in front. They try to line it up for a shot. Glasgow winds up with it. All the way back, Camarinos. Ixlage had it taken away. Lead pass. Nice slide by Camarinos. Knocked it out of play as Winthrop was looking for a break. Kim Hatter was just trying to tip it by to go get it, get around Camarinos. And he slid, got a foot on it, and knocked it out. Glasgow picked that little lazy pass off. Ixlage down the far side, trying to center it. Gets it out in front, they tip it back. Tip it again, and they knocked it over the net. They had four players out in front. They couldn't get control of it and get a shot off. A little lazy pass by Winthrop. Ixlage picked it off, but he couldn't go in. He had to take it way wide right. Slipped it across. He got it to Gomez Godinez, but he has it back to the net. They tried to tip it to the next player out in front, and he just got too much foot. Again, they've done that a lot, knocking it over the net. Glasgow keeps it in. They get it to the middle. Ixlage with the shot again. Too much foot, drilling it high, wide, off to the right, and out of play. I'm not sure what that was. He ran up like he was going to kick it. He didn't touch the ball. He didn't replace it. Now he boots it away. Headed back to midfield. Haskell knocks it ahead. Zelaya knocks it ahead. Haskell got a foot on it, but Winthrop picked it off. And Winthrop coming back. Winthrop still having trouble getting it out of their end. Blocked by Classical, picked off by Classical. They tip it ahead. Couldn't get the shot off. Nice defense by Winthrop blocking the shot. And then bodies go down, no call. Now they let that little bang by Classical go by the boards. And they're finally going to blow the whistle and call it against Winthrop. And they go with a very quick free kick, and Sarmento knocks it wide right. Boy, they let him play a little bit there, and then they called almost like a touch they called. Rigoberto Gomez got away with a little shoulder block. Winthrop got away with one before that. Duggan knocks it back, headed, another takedown, and a little late whistle. They were down, they hit the ball, they were about to make a play, and then they blew the whistle when Gomez Godinez got knocked down. Popped up, out in front, they couldn't get a piece of it. Looked like they were trying to get a head on it and knock it in, and then they couldn't. And then it bounced away from them, and they couldn't get a shot off. Duggan knocks it away. Long lead pass, and they're going to try and throw it out in front, and Nunez Senior got a piece of it, knocked it out. Classical gets another corner kick. Now they're calling it not blocked. They're calling just Classical kicking out of play. I thought Winthrop got a piece of that. So Winthrop will kick it away. And this is just a replay of the first half. Winthrop can't get the ball out of their own end. They haven't crossed midfield yet. And his Classical taking it away. They take the shot and he knocks it home. Gomez Godinez with his second goal. Pushed it away from a couple of defenders, got loose with that left foot, and just drilled it over the left shoulder of Chirico. And Classical's got another one to work with. It's now 3-0. And Gomez Godinez has two of them. Duggan heads it back the other way. This is Winthrop's deepest penetration. Down the near side. Classical takes it away. And they knock it off Winthrop out of play. That was the deepest Winthrop carried the ball, even counting the first half. Knocked away, Classical gets it back. Trying to center it. Classical knocks it back. Shot. Right at Chirico when he made the save. That was Gomez Godinez looking for a hat trick. Fakes the shot. Blocked. Now they call Classical for running into Winthrop. And Winthrop will get the free kick. Winthrop has not come close to Isaiah Diaz. They've got inside the 40-yard line once this last trip, and before they could get a shot off, they turned it over. And Classical takes it away. The only time Winthrop gets it in the Classical end is when they kick it deep, and Classical knocks it right back. We're going to whistle for something. It's going to be against Classical. Winthrop will get a free kick. Skips past. And Winthrop's going to get the throw in. Now they're going to give it to Classical, saying it went out off Winthrop. Again, they got it in there, kicking that long pass, but couldn't do anything with it. Winthrop knocked it out. And we get substitutions for both teams. We've reached the halfway mark of the second half. It's been all Classical. It could very easily be more than 3-0 on the scoreboard. Broken up. It gets deflected right to Classical. Anything can go wrong for Winthrop is going wrong. They try to kick it deep. Classical picks off the pass. Lead pass way down the far side. Classical got around. Classical gets around again. They tip it out in front. Winthrop knocked it down. Classical winds up with it. Morales comes out of the pack with it. Classical blocks it. And they knock it off Classical into the Winthrop bench area. Back checking by Classical. Takes it away. Winthrop takes it away. Classical blocks it. Long lead pass down the near side. And once again, one move downfield. Classical takes it away and comes right back. Shot. Chirico knocked it down and quickly grabs the rebound with a green shirt, looking to go get it. I think that was Sarmento. called against Classical for kind of leaning in, trying to get position. Well, the substitution for Winthrop first. And Classical picks off the pass. And here they come again. They're trying to split the defense and get a shot off, and they couldn't. Winthrop will knock it out of play. Out off Winthrop. Now they're calling it off Classical. Didn't make any difference. Classical picked off the pass. Walking right in. Lining it up, takes the shot. Dead center, but just got it high enough to go over the middle of the top crossbar. Good bid. Classical has this one well in hand. And they've just been relentless. They haven't let Winthrop take a break or a breath. They passed it very well. They set each other up. They've had some very good scoring opportunities that Jericho made a couple of nice saves on. And then they've had good opportunities where they've knocked it over the net, wide of the net. But they have totally dominated the game, on top of putting 3 on the board. "15 minutes and counting left in this one. Winthrop was looking for a split here at Manning Field. The football team gave Classical a battle. They were actually leading by 2 points late in the game, and Classical came back and scored a couple of touchdowns and beat them. So the soccer team was looking for a split against Lynn Classical and at Manning Field. Sarmento gets it across. Winthrop has it knocked out by Classical. They knock it deep. Caraminos was back there to pick it off. With a rush, gets hit from behind and knocked down. Marco Tergali. Couldn't believe he got knocked down. And now I think he's getting a talking to by the official because he was questioning. I think he didn't do anything really illegal. He wasn't intentionally trying to knock Caraminos down. He just got tied up from behind trying to reach for the ball, and he just thought he shouldn't get called for the takedown. And he let his decision be known. And the official said, your decision doesn't count. Headed away by Winthrop. Classical takes it away. They come out with it down deep, and they're still with it. Throwing it all out in front. They take the shot. and he missed it wide left. They set it up perfectly, took the shot, and it just missed, sticking it inside that far post. Tip back, can't get a shot off. Still in control. Still in control. Try to center it. Winthrop finally picks it off. And the pass gets picked off by Glasgow. They tip it ahead. Pass just a little bit behind. They gave a nice little nudge pass out in front. And it was Ashablawi was going to the net, and they just got a piece and knocked it away. He would have walked in alone. Coach Moreno's got to use a lot of players in this game, and everybody has played well. Pass picked off again. Shot deflected to the goalie, Jericho, and he picked it off, and he'll kick it away. Tip towards the net. Winthrop knocks it away. Solea got a head on it, tipped it the other way. Over to Gomez Godinez. Powell got a foot on it. Glasgow picked it off. Winthrop is just leaning back, staying in front of the net, trying to keep Glasgow from getting shots on net because they can't get it out of their own end. I think they've had it out past midfield twice in the second half. And both times it was quickly taken away. Glasgow got a head on it. They got another head on it. It was going inside the far post. And that was Mortada Al-Shablawi who got his head on it. This is Macario with it. Skips through, tips it, gets it back. Couldn't get a good, real hard shot. He got a shot off, but just threw it right in the midsection of Jericho, who's done an awful lot of saves in this game. They beat him 3 times, but he's had to make some saves. And right back again, Glasgow. They pop it up. They get the shot off. It got blocked out in front by a defenseman. And it gets blocked again. Winthrop can't clear it. Glasgow blocks it. It's going to go out of play. They blew the whistle. We'll have a do-over because we're going to have substitutions for both teams. Winthrop's going to have to wait a while to get their third win because it's not coming today. He threw it in, but the players substituted for hadn't left the field. Shot. Again, wide left. Off the foot of Alvarez. Substitutions again for both teams. Coach Moreno of Classical getting a lot of people playing time. Winthrop knocked it out. Then they knock it out into the Winthrop bench area again. This is like, I know you had a stiff neck in the first half watching this game, leaning to the left. Now all you can do is lean back to the right. Little tip. And Cherico plays it on a hop with a Classical player bearing down on him. Knocks it up. Headed away by Classical. Winthrop knocks it out. They went deep one time on a pass, and Hayter had it for Winthrop down in the near corner of the end zone. And they just broke him up almost as quick as he got there. And Classical knocked it back upfield. And that's their deepest penetration. They've had one throw-in in Classical territory. Winthrop took it away. And Classical watches it go out of play. We're in the final 5 minutes. The clock will now be kept on the field by the officials with these new rules. Macario with it. And Classical right back at it. Doesn't make a difference who he puts on the field. Yeah, boy, they just missed a perfect pass. Alvarez, lead pass to Al Shabawi. That was one step away from him walking in. Good effort, good idea. Just step and a half too far ahead of Al Shabawi. Looking at Kevin Carranza on the field for the first time. Classical almost put another one in. So it doesn't make any difference who Coach Marino puts out there. They're just totally dominating. With time winding down, Classical leading 3-0. And it's just been the same story the entire game. Winthrop trying to clear it out of the zone. Classical taking it away and bringing it back the other way. Knocked away by Zalea. And he knocked it very deep. Zalea bangs it off Winthrop. And Classical knocks it upfield. Winthrop has it taken away again. Every time it seems as though he might get something going with a couple of passes, Classical takes it away. one of the few times Winthrop were going to throw in the classical end. And classical takes it away. And they knock it deep. Winthrop knocks it out of play. And they're going to blow the whistle, and that's going to be the end of the game. So Diaz got the easiest shutout he's ever got in his life. I think it might have been Backler Laurent backing him up. I think they don't announce change of goalies. It might have been Backler Laurent was back in, but goalies had to do nothing for Lynn Classical. Winthrop did not get a shot on net. They only got it down really deep once, and it was taken away very quickly. Classical just dominated, and they had, I don't know how many shots they had that went wide left, wide right over the net, but they had a lot that Jericho had to make saves on. But they got all they needed in the first period. A really nice pass from Alexander Ixlage to Marquin Soto, and he was in close and just banged it by. Jericho was 1-0 at the end of the half. They came out, a nice run down the near side, cut to the middle by Alvarez. He fed the ball to Gomez Godinez in front, and he banged it home to make it 2-0. And then Fernando Gomez Godinez got his second when he came in from the left side and just banged it inside the near post from the far side and made it 3-0. And that was the final score. It could have been, Jericho played great in net for Winthrop. It could have been 5, 6, or 7-0 with the saves he made. But a total domination by Lynn Classical. They're going to go to 12-2-1. Winthrop will drop to 2-11. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.